Hey, coming up, we have Nancy Negohosian from the Boys and Girls Club.
We talk to vegan Jeff Hampton.
And we have Magic from Chicago with Bill Cook.
Here, this is Keith Fields.
And this is Lady Sarah.
And thank you for joining us for
a cup of tea.
The more astute of you will have noticed that we had a slightly different beginning, didn't we, darling?
Yes, if nothing else, it helps us to remember who's on the show.
No, darling, it's a YouTube thingy that we do so that those who are watching on YouTube, please subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're not watching on YouTube, please pop over there and subscribe because we have loads of great content on there, which you should check out.
But today, right now, we have an important announcement.
Oh, we do. We have an achievement.
Oh, yes.
And it's all to do with our leader dog, Magic, who regular viewers will, of course, know all about.
Yes. It was a competition that the other leader dog owners were doing, which is to spell the name of the dog in kibble.
Kibble being the dog food that they eat.
Yes. So we thought, Keith Fields and I, we're never one to miss a challenge. So have a look at this.
We're about to attempt the Kibble Magic Challenge. I've got a bag of kibble and a dog. I'm going to spell his name. Magic, stay. The object is to spell his name before he dies on the kibble. And I think I'm starting in the wrong place, to be quite honest. Stay, good boy. Good boy, Magic. Good boy. Good boy. I've got as far as MA. I'm going to run out of space. Good boy, Magic. Stay. Well done. Got as far as the G. Now the I. I'm rushing. It's not very neat. The dishwasher in the background has finished. I've run out of space on the board. Good boy, Magic. Good boy. Good boy.
He's checking your spelling.
Yeah, M-A-G-I-C. I think you passed. Okay. What a good boy he is.
First time.
Oh, how
First time.
gorgeous is he?
We were so proud.
We've made it. We've made it. Now, just round the corner from where we live here in Troy, there's a building that says the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, we drive past it virtually every other day.
And we have no idea what it means.
No idea what goes on there, and we always talk about it.
So today we thought we'd find out and we'd introduce a lady to you who knows all about the Boys and Girls Club. But first, let's have a little picture of her as a young girl. Look how cute she is there.
Oh, I love these pictures. I'm guessing we must be back into the 60s here.
Do you think?
I think we might be.
I think that's very cute. That's a very
cute.
sweet
I love the
little
furniture
dress.
and the outfit. That's perfect. Please welcome our first guest, Nancy Negohosian.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
We're great. We're great. Thank you for coming on the show. Where are you at the moment, Nancy?
Well, I'm at work, and behind me is about 25,000 square feet of a machine shop. So I told them don't make too much noise, but I can't make any promises.
What happens. Don't worry. We can have a future leader dog barking in the background at our end as well.
That's
so
okay.
Any minute. So what favorite place in the D? A favorite place around here?
Well, I love my backyard.
You're seeing a lot of that.
I've seen a lot of it, and I do have a waterfall, so it's very peaceful.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to have somewhere to hang out that is your own, isn't it? That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And before we get talking about the Boys and Girls Club, we have to set up our special game, Say Something in British, which regular viewers, of course, know all about. I have many cards here with, well, actually, I have not many cards left.
That's because
we've
he's
been
taking them out.
doing this for a long time, and I keep taking cards out. So anyway, just say stop as I run my thumb down the edge.
Stop.
Okay, there we go. We'll take that one there. So today's word is, this is a fun one. I like this. This is a word which actually I think is kind of recent. It came up in about the 70s or 80s, didn't it? It's hooray Henry. Hooray Henry is the term. There it is on the screen for you. Now, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, Nancy.
You can do it, Nancy.
Anything come to mind? Have you got any idea what a hooray Henry is or how you would use that term?
Well, would you say that when someone has accomplished something, like they finish a race or?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Only if their name's Henry.
Yeah. No, it's totally incorrect, but a great guess. A great guess. But no, I like that. I can see you doing that, going, hooray, Henry, as a sort of a general term of encouragement.
Yes, but obviously.
But no.
No, forget it.
Let's get on to what we really wanted to find out
Which is, of course, the Boys and Girls Club. Nancy, just in a nutshell, what is it?
Well, traditionally, the Boys and Girls Club is an after-school program for children during the school year. So that's September through June. And then in the summer, we run like a summer camp. So we do 9 or 10 weeks of summer camp. It's an all-day program that the children have different activities every hour on the hour while they're at the club. So we're not a pure definition of child care.
No.
It's more like a camp. And this summer, we had to drastically reduce our numbers because of COVID.
Yeah.
And we only had about 80 kids, but we had no sickness. The kids loved it because they got so much one-on-one attention, because normally we average 300 a day.
Wow.
In the summer.
Wow.
That is fantastic, but it's quite a drop, isn't it?
That is quite
a drop.
Well, let me just ask you, this is obviously it's a non-profit, and it's run for the community, by the community.
Yes.
And how long has the Boys and Girls Club been around? Because I know about scouting and things like that, but this is a new organization to me.
Our club has been in Troy for almost 45 years.
Oh, wow.
We started out very close to your home, where the shopping center is at Long Lake and John R.
Oh, yeah.
There was an old school. It was built in 1927.
Wow.
And after nobody else wanted it, the Boys and Girls Club occupied it. And in about 2004, 2005, we sold the property. And that launched us into a capital campaign to buy the property and build the building where we're at right now.
Wow.
So in 2006, we moved into that building just in the nick of time, because the other one was literally falling down around us.
And how long have you been involved, Nancy?
I've been on the board since 2005.
Right.
That's
so
a long time.
You've seen some changes.
Can I ask what attracted you to Boys and Girls Club? So I'm always interested what motivates people to get involved with things like this.
I was on the Troy Chamber Board.
Right.
And I was in my last year, and they term limit you. You're gone. So a friend of mine said, why don't you try this, Boys and Girls Club? They're nice people. It's a different deal, but I think you'll like it. And I looked at how many meetings. I said, I don't know if I can handle this. And went back and forth. My first meeting, we sat in that old building in the art room. No two chairs matched. No two tables matched. There was no screens on the windows. Bees were flying in. But the kids were happy.
Yeah.
Every kid was happy. And if you ask them, they say, this is my club.
Brilliant.
Oh, that sounds great.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And so now what's happening with your programming? I mean,
well, we're just finishing up our last week of summer, and we are going to be open for the school year. I'm happy to say we're totally sold out right now.
Wow.
We registered 100 children we have a waiting list right now, and your children can come they can be dropped off at 7 a.m. They can do their schoolwork.
Right.
We've upped the Wi-Fi. We have 3 certified teachers on staff, plus the balance of our staff is in college studying either childcare, teaching, psychology, a related field. Or we have a lot of what we call club kids that are alumni that have grown up through the club and now they go to school locally and they work part-time at our club.
Yeah. Nancy, that's fantastic. There's so much going on down there. And of course, we've had the website up so people can join in. But how can they get involved? Literally go to the website and sign up?
Yeah, and how can we help?
Well,
What is it we can do?
You know what? We always are looking for donations. We are truly a nonprofit, and this year has been extremely challenging.
Yeah.
So we are looking for donations. Right now, we don't necessarily need so many people to volunteer because we have to watch how many people are coming in the club.
Yes.
But simple things like when people go back to work, if they have a jeans day and everybody chips in $5 to wear jeans, throw that money toward us. If you have a garage sale, give us a little cut.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever we can do, because we don't get any pass-through money from United Way, the government, or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Nancy, that is great. And
well,
we'll
I think
put
on
up
behalf of everyone, we appreciate what you're doing there and what they're doing for all our kids.
And we will get that website back up, and maybe later on in the year you can come up and tell us how you're getting on later on in the year and how it's all going. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to put you into the green room, and we're going to learn a little bit about a new lifestyle.
But don't go anywhere, because we want you to come back and have some fun with our magician, who's going to be closing the show for us.
Okay.
See you in a few minutes.
Perfect.
Thank you very much. So that was Nancy Negohosian from the Boys and Girls Club.
And our next guest.
And well, you met our first guest. You got to know him through Toastmasters.
I did, but we're not talking about that because somebody's coming to talk about Toastmasters in a few weeks' time.
See, she's organised. We've got our guest lined up for
we have.
Very impressive. He's an engineer by day, but we're not talking about that either, apparently.
No, we're not talking about that because Jeff made a choice.
We're just telling people what we're not doing now, aren't we?
Jeff made a choice, a lifestyle choice. This COVID thing's forced upon us. He chose to choose a plant-based lifestyle, and we want to know all about that. And I know that this lifestyle has given him the opportunity.
On the script, I wrote planet-based lifestyle there, which is entirely wrong.
By having a plant-based lifestyle, he's had some major choices in his life, and you'll see him right now.
Because he's also a bit of a daredevil.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Where is this picture? We've got it coming up.
Oh,
look at that, climbing. I know about climbing because of my brother, but boy, Jeff, I can't believe you're doing that as well. So
Scary stuff.
Scary stuff. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our dear friend, Mr. Jeff Hampton. Yeah!
Jeff, how you doing, my friend?
Couldn't be better. Thank you for asking.
Thank you for joining us.
You are a true Michigander, aren't you, Jeff?
Born and raised on the west side of the state, about as far southwest in Michigan as you can get and still be in the state. Garden spot, Benton Harbor, St. Joe, Michigan. Yeah, that's it.
Right there.
And
we speak
house. That's it.
I've got a couple of questions.
Michigan. There you go.
You gotta do that.
I've got a couple of questions for you, which I like to ask. Michigander or Michiganian?
How do they say it?
Well, given the fact that I'm from Michigan State, you certainly don't say Wolverine. Don't ever call me Wolverine.
You've answered my second question first. I was just about to say green or blue.
Mechanical engineering degree from Michigan State University with a minor in environmental science.
I think that sums up your color scheme perfectly.
You got it, baby.
Yes, we're on the opposite side of the fence, but that's the way it goes.
But how is your speaking in British? We've got a word for you, Jeff. Yeah. We've got a word.
Well, I do have to admit, I did have some problems with the British accent when my wife and I did 2.5 weeks in England 6 years ago. When we asked a Bobby for directions, and he said 4th Street, and I'm going 1st Street, and he goes, no, 4th Street. And my wife and I, after about 3, my wife goes, that's 4th.
4th.
And the Bobby goes, yes. So I do have some problems with the British accent every once in a while. I've been told, wait till you get to Ireland.
Yes, don't get that.
Do you have any idea what a hooray Henry is, or how you would use that expression?
I think that dates back to the medieval times when Henry VIII, and I think it was the 7 wives of Henry VIII. 7?
8 wives.
And
6.
6. Okay. That just before they were about to get their heads lopped off, in a final plea for a stay of execution, they would turn and say, "Hooray, Henry," hoping that he would take pity on them. And as a matter of fact, that expression has now worked its way into American courtrooms, that lawyers will now say that, begging for the mercy of the court. There you go. And that's a fact.
We heard it from
You can
from
see
Jeff
why
Hampton,
he is a award-winning speaker for Toastmasters,
Yes,
can't you?
he's capable of making things up and making us believe. Only 2 of his wives were beheaded, by the way. He didn't kill them all. He was a nice man, really.
Well, then that just proves that Hooray, Henry works.
Okay, boys, pack it in. Jeff,
On to seriousness.
we were vegetarian for 10 years. So we have
No, well, actually, technically, we were pescatarian.
Okay, because we had a bit of
we
fish.
had a bit of fish now and again.
Okay, so we know about the choice that you made, but tell me, what attracted you to the whole plant-based lifestyle?
Well, as I mentioned, I have a degree in engineering with a minor in environmental science. And this was way back, I'm going to date myself. I was in college from 70 to 74. And as I began to get more and more information about the environmental impact on what's called factory farming of animals, I was just appalled, absolutely appalled. So I said, well, if I'm going to be true to my love of the environment and concern for sustainability, I'm going to need to move away from an industry that's the most destructive environmental force on the face of the earth. So that's what initially got me into the plant-based lifestyle. And then as I get older, the health aspect of it comes into play. And for my wife, who's also a very dedicated vegan, it's the animal compassion. And, I watched you with Magic, and I'm going, there's no way I could eat that fine creature. There's no way I could do that.
No, but not many people eat dogs. I mean,
let's not go there.
Don't go to Korea.
No. Mind you, we did talk about eating. We didn't eat dogs, but we did eat crickets on the show about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
That wasn't great.
Actually,
that wasn't.
Yeah, that was interesting. Go and watch. It's on YouTube. Go and watch it.
Jeff, also, I mean, it's difficult. You have to think of new things. You have to think of, what you're going to eat. I mean, what sort of tips do you give to people? What can you recommend to people if they want to take this lifestyle choice?
It is so much easier now than it was 25 years ago. We go to a number of franchise restaurants. P.F. Chang's is one of our favorite.
All right.
You can now go to TGIF, which is all over the place, and you can get vegan burgers. It is
wow.
J. Alexander's has a vegan burger. It is almost impossible to go to any major restaurant nowadays and they won't have a veggie burger on the menu. And then you just complement that with a nice salad and some sides of some legumes or rices and things like that, and you're good to go. I mean, think about this. Burger King now has the Impossible Burger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which are delicious.
So our son is a vegetarian, and I have to say he's introduced us to the Impossible Burger. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
they're great.
It's a big deal.
They are really, really good. Yeah. So I can really relate to you saying that 25 years. How long have you been vegan for?
Been vegan 20. Been vegetarian for I started vegetarianism about 35 years ago. 40 years ago, shortly out of college. Again, I'm dating myself.
Yeah, well, it was about 25, 30 years ago that we went vegetarian for a while. Yeah. And I used to travel a lot at the time. And that was back then, it was the hardest thing. There were the vegetarian choice. It was vegetarian lasagna, and that was it. I got so sick of vegetarian lasagna. That was one of the reasons I think I fell off the wagon.
And Jeff, we put up a website there that you recommend. Tell us why you recommend this website.
Oh, the nutritionfacts.org is probably one of the best clearing sites for nutritional information. A gentleman by the name of Dr. Michael Greger runs it. And he puts out a daily blog each day, most often videos. And they run anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes. And it's just a treasure trove of information about the plant-based lifestyle. And he has probably upwards of 3,000 videos that he's done. So all you need to do is go and do a search if you want to find out something about, prostate cancer or blood pressure or anything like that. There will be a myriad. So go to nutritionfacts.org, click on the subscribe button, and then continue to get your downloads.
Downloads.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great. Listen, I think there's so much more that I would like to talk to you about. So we'd love to get you back sometime and maybe delve into this a little bit deeper if you'd like to, because it's becoming an interesting subject. You know, I'm partly you, Jeff, of course. You know how to talk about these things, being a Toastmaster and everything.
Don't mention Toastmasters.
It's become very fashionable, believe me. And give me 3 hours.
Yeah, I have quite a few friends who are vegan now, and
It's changed.
5 years ago, probably only knew one. Now I probably know of 15 or 20. So it's obviously something which is growing in popularity, and I think we all need to learn about it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's made such a huge difference, and obviously a big difference to your lifestyle as well.
Oh, and it's fun to be an inspiration because I've got guys, like I say, my climbing buddies. There's 6 or 8 of them, and when they say, "How old is he?" He's doing that, and 2 of them have gone vegan. So it's the example type of thing.
Sorry, Jeff, I've got to ask, that climbing picture, that was a recent picture.
That was 1 year ago. That was last summer, and that is in the Red River Gorge area in Kentucky.
Just to fill folk in, I assumed, because we generally speaking ask for people to send us pictures of when they were a kid, I assumed that you were about 10 and climbing a rock face there, and I was impressed with that. I'm even more impressed that you're still doing it. That's
Darling,
incredible.
there's hope for you.
There is. I shall be rock climber man.
I took it up when I was 64.
That is impressive in itself.
Right then, we're changing our lifestyle. Jeff, come back. Come back and see us and talk to us.
We love you. Thank you.
Lisa would love that. She's giving me the thumbs up in the background. She's cut you out, Jeff. Jeff, come back. We're going to... I don't know what to do now. She's cut
Well,
you
we'll
out.
move on, seeing as our producers.
I thought I was gone.
So did we.
Yes. Well, hang in there, Jeff, because we'd like to introduce you to our friend Bill Cook, who is growing in stature within the whole world of magic.
Exactly. He's recently appeared on shows like Penn and Teller's Fool Us, Masters of Illusion. I think he's done that 2 or 3 times, actually. And today, he is reaching the pinnacle of his career by appearing on our show.
Darling, have you got a bit of video from him?
I did dig up a bit of video, and I didn't tell him I had this. This is something, let me give you the background. He put this on Facebook the other day, and it was a video of a remake of something I think he must have done in the 90s. You can tell that by the music. But just watch this. This is something he doesn't do anymore, I don't think. But
this music.
Brilliant. Please bring all our guests back in and let's have a huge round of applause for our friend, Mr. Bill Cook.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jeff, we're all back.
Oh, well, now you got my anxiety going because.
couldn't resist that.
Oh, why? Well,
Thank you,
hi. What a thrill to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me. Nancy, Jeff, it was great to listen to your stories.
Thank you.
This has been great. This is a great show.
Bill, you've got a bit of a story, haven't you, about how you... Oh, look, Kerry Kaz says you're his hero. I can't believe it myself.
It carries mine.
So you have something about the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. So Nancy, every summer, my family owns property in Florida, and we're there for 3 weeks. And it's normally my vacation, and I can't sit still. So what I do is I go on a tour of the Boys and Girls Clubs in the southern Broward County of Florida and do shows for free for the kids in their summer camp.
That's wonderful.
Isn't that
I bet
great?
the kids love it.
Yeah, well
that's
done.
great.
I love the kids.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They're fun. They're I've got one of my I can't take it off the wall, but one of the certificates that they gave me as a way of saying thank you on my wall.
Excellent.
Nice. And you have some magic for us, Mr. Cook, which is after all why we got you here, not just to praise you for your good work.
I do actually, and honestly, Jeff and Nancy and Keith and Lady Sarah, anyone who ever has a job that is a little different than everyone else, the question comes up, what's it like in your job? Or they'll ask you questions about your job. And as a magician, my questions range from everything like, can you make my spouse disappear, my child disappear, the check disappear? Can you make my weight disappear? Like, you get all these questions. But the question that hit me recently that I didn't have an answer for is, what's it like in your imagination? And I'll be honest, it's a monkey with cymbals, clanging them together, doing backflips. But no one wants to hear that. They want to see something if you ask a magician. So I figured I could show them instead of tell them. So this is what I came up with. In my imagination, that is one Eisenhower silver dollar coin. That is two Eisenhower, three Eisenhower silver dollar coins. Now people look at me like I'm crazy, and I really mean it. That's one Eisenhower silver dollar coin. That is two Eisenhower silver dollar coins, and that is three Eisenhower silver dollar coins. Now, in my imagination, these could be whatever I want them to be. Silver dollars, fine. Chinese coins, I just shake them, and there we go. Ni hao, we got them. You guys know my love language. Check you guys out. Look at that. I'll leave the first one in front of the camera. I'll take the second one and shake it to change it back to the good old America, I guess, for lack of a better. Watch the top coin as it changes to silver as well.
Nice.
I'll leave the lower coin by the camera again, leaving the last one as both the easiest and the hardest. The easiest to do, the hardest to describe. You squeeze it. You toss it. You rotate clockwise, then counterclockwise, clockwise again. You snap with the left hand. You snap with the right hand. That's when all three coins completely vanish. And that's what it's like in my imagination.
Wow! Woo!
That was some good work on a classic magic routine, which I've never learned, but I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite routines. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's a thing of beauty. What?
I'm so sorry, Keith. I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm hearing it's all choppy.
So don't worry about it.
We were saying that was Brill. Can you hear us?
Thank you.
I think we had a bit of a disconnection. Do you have anything else for us? I think did you say you had another thing?
He can't hear us.
We're losing connection.
I do. I have another thing for you if that's what you're asking for, another thing.
Yeah.
Yes. For some reason.
No!
You know, how about I come out and come back in again?
No, you stay there.
I'm going to come out and then come back in again.
We've obviously, you can't hear us. Can you hear? No, we're not.
I got you. I can hear you now.
You can. You're back. Are we back?
Wow. Okay.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Brilliant.
Okay, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to apologize
you.
for the technical hitch, but we have sorted it out.
Hey,
Go,
you know
Bill.
what? Even look, this. Welcome to 2020. That's how it is. How about this? One more trick for you. And I don't know if you know this. Last year, I was in a Hollywood movie called Granddaddy Daycare.
Really?
I played the part of a clown. Yes, I played the part of Bill the Clown in the last movie in the Daddy Daycare series.
Right.
And I got to keep one prop, and I learned a trick with it. My nose. I, honest to goodness, got to play the part of Bill the Clown in the movie Granddaddy Daycare, and I kept my nose. And I came up with a trick to do with it. And I figured I would share it with you. While we're on set waiting around, I was playing around with stuff. And this is what I came up with. You take the nose, you push it into your fist. You snap your finger, and it comes out the other side yellow. Now, I like you guys, and I like the viewers here, so I figured I would show you how this is done, even though that breaks the rules of magic. I've got two noses. So if any of you at home are a clown or have this urge to be a clown, grab a nose, and I'll show you how it's done. You start with both the noses in your hand. No, I'm sorry. You start with just the yellow one in your hand. You keep the red one out. Red one out. Don't open this hand. That's bad. Keep this hand closed. Show the red one. Take the red one, push it into your fist, snap your finger, bring out the yellow one. Don't open this hand. That shows the red one. You don't want to do that. What happens if you see the red one? You do it again. Push it in your fist, snap your finger, comes out yellow. Don't open this hand. That shows the red one. You don't want this. If you see the red one twice, push it in your hand, snap your finger, becomes the green one. Open this hand, show that there's no other ball, nose, take your bow, and annoy your friends.
Fantastic. And that's great. And can you hear us now?
I can hear you just fine, yes.
Perfect.
Bill, we'd like to say thank you so much. And just before we got to get wrapped up soon. Hooray Henry. Do you have any idea what a Hooray Henry is?
Man, it sounds like a candy bar. Like, my response to you would be like Snickers and Mars bars.
Good answer.
Good answer. Wrong.
Totally
wrong.
Totally
Forget
wrong.
it.
Hooray Henry is a
for
British
it.
expression where we're referring it to an uncouth or loud posh person. You know those posh people who are really loud and they think they own the place? They're always called Henry, and they're called Hooray Henrys in the UK. So
you refer to them as
your
Hooray.
job for today is to insert Hooray Henry into conversation.
Man, deal.
Perfect. And there's Bill's website, should you like to go and visit him after the show, obviously. But just quickly, let's go round, guys, and talk about a positive thought. We like to end our show on a positive thought. And Nancy, how about if you start from the Boys and Girls Club? Tell us your positive thought at this time.
Well, like I told you, if you put the wants and needs of others before yourself, you'll always be happy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I like it.
And that's something that, obviously Bill's been doing with his summer holidays. And many entertainers now working so hard.
Jeff,
Jeff,
positive thought from you.
Positive thought for me. To all the people in the audience, go online and do a search for something called 21-Day Kickstart. And that is a 21-day, basically, trial period for the vegan lifestyle. You don't have to dedicate months to it, 21 days, and I guarantee you at the end of 21 days, you won't be coming back. 21-day Kickstart program.
Perfect.
That sounds like something that'll be interesting to look into. I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely great.
Mr. Cook.
A thought as we end this show.
I found one. I journal all the time and I collect quotes, and one stood out to me that this year really rings in true with me. Be patient with yourself. Nothing in nature blooms all year.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's deep.
Ooh.
That's deep.
Ooh, Mr. Cook.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith,
Oh, and you've got your hat.
I'll join you with the tea.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Ladies,
I
I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you particularly to our guests, Bill Cook, Jeff Hampton, and Nancy Negohosian.
We couldn't have done it without you. Well, we could. It would have just been quicker.
From me, Lady Sarah.
From me, Keith Fields.
Cheerio!